So then I wanted to have a little fun. Last week I did my stadiums being named after rapper thing after Pitbull put his name on FIU Stadium. So today I wanted to talk about teams that could probably do better and belong in other conferences. So, of course, this was a long thought that I've had for the last 20 years. And I guess it's not such a big deal now because Texas and Oklahoma are in the SEC. But I was always thinking that Arkansas should be in the Big 12. At this stage, I know you're playing against the big boys, but what has it got you? You've been in the conference since 1992. You made a few conference game appearances, haven't won the conference yet. You got stuck in a division with Alabama, LSU, Auburn. Then they brought ATM, aka Texas A&M, in there. So, like I've always thought of Arkansas as a Big 12 team. I think Missouri belongs back in the Big 12. They already play each other final game rivalry week every year anyway. So I feel like that should come to fruition. Maybe see it's a little different now with these Western teams coming into the conference. But then I've always thought Kentucky should be in the ACC, because obviously with Kentucky, basketball comes first. Basketball rivalries against North Carolina, Duke, to a lesser degree, Wake Forest. You could get a lot out of that, playing closer to your region. You got Tennessee and the SEC on your border, but maybe even in the Big Ten, have a rivalry with Ohio State. But at the very least, I feel that Kentucky belongs in the ACC. Tulane, I know you and Georgia Tech feel sick for the fact that you're not getting this SEC money right now, but you might be where you belong. But South Carolina needs to come back home to the ACC. The SEC is not for you. Like, yeah, you got this rivalry with Georgia, but outside of that, what other SEC teams are that excited to play South Carolina? Like Tennessee's got Florida and Georgia. Florida's got Tennessee, LSU, and Georgia. I mean, I know you're not excited to play Vandy. Maybe you're excited to play Kentucky. They had that 5-game winning streak against you. So maybe that's the big deal. But I think South Carolina belongs back in the ACC. As I look around, check the landscape. Penn State, the biggest one of all, probably. They belong in the ACC. Remember back in the day, Joe Paterno had his Eastern Conference. So Penn State and Maryland to the ACC, solidifying the Atlantic in the North. Maybe even add Rutgers to that because when you look at it, Rutgers, you got Syracuse, Boston College, Pitt, the old Big East, get the band back together. And while we at it, throw some West Virginia in there too. Throw Louisville in the Big 12 with West Virginia, or I'm sorry, with Memphis. Throw in Cincinnati. You can have your great Midwest back in the Big 12. So, obviously that would put SMU in the Big 12 as well. So there's so much mismatch that you can do to make these conferences even better than they are right now, more competitive outside of NCAA 25, right? So what team out there do you think belongs in a conference or is in a mismatched conference right now? Let me know. Like, review, subscribe. 25 Daily Sports Reports is ordered.